Riot dropped the Season 1 of 2025 cinematic, and here we can see a small continuation of the events of Arcane. This was made as a collaboration with Fortiche, and as everything Fortiche and Riot do together is filled with small details that I'm here to unravel. The cinematic starts with the sorceress as our narrator. The first thing she does is speak about strength and Noxus, which, if it wasn't clear already, shows the importance of strength on this nation. The image that we see on the walls is a wolf, and this one represents Mel. Remember, Ambessa calls her the wolf. It also references the wolf part of Kindred, but instead of having Kindred's mark, it has the Medardan crest. After leaving Piltover with the Noxian army at the end of Arcane, Mel arrives at the same shore her pregnant mother fought death itself and earned the right to live. Mel doesn't have the same makeup as when she left Piltover. Her lipstick and eyeshadow are different color and the golden line on her lips is gone. This is more similar to the makeup she used to do on herself before. The next illustration is a dagger, and this one represents Swain's most trusted assassin, Katarina. Here we see that the sorceress has the tip of her fingers in a black color, the opposite of how she's always presented to us, everything in black except for her fingertips. The illustration that follows is an axe. This one represents the leader of the Trifarian Legion and the representation of might in the Trifarics, Darius. However, Riot Meddler confirmed that this specific scene takes place in the past. For Arcane only watchers, this will be new, so I'm gonna touch the topic real fast. As we know, Runeterra has multiple different races, and trolls are one of them. Little is known about this creature since this race is one of the most mysterious in the game. But what do we know is that this right here is the king of the trolls, Trundle. It looks like they have come to an agreement to have a duel in which both sides chose a champion to fight. Even before becoming the Hand of Noxus, Darius was the leader of his own warband. Just like the crest on the flags when Ambessa was invading Piltover was the Medardan crest and not the Noxian one, here we can see the flags have what I can assume is Darius' crest. I like how Riot is now depicting Trundle with a crown showing he's the king since in the game's design he doesn't. The next shot we can see one of these arcs that are called Noxtoras. These mean that you are in the correct path to Noxus. On it we can see an engraving of the Black Rose. This scene is pretty cool because we go from Mel to the Black Rose engraving and the next shot is the sorceress scheming. The next scene takes us again to the Black Rose Masquerade. Here we see Katarina in action. She's about to finish her mission when someone stops her. This someone is another member of the Black Rose known as Elise. She's hiding perfectly in the dark where you can only see a bunch of different masks. In the new Noxus themed league map, we can see both Katarina's and Elise's masks and the invitation letter to the masquerade. She doesn't stop Katarina's dagger, she attacks directly to her face, cutting her mask in half and stopping her while doing so. We then see that all this was already anticipated by the sorceress. Something new to Elise's design is that now she has multiple pupils, and she is kind enough to give Katarina a nice shower. Next scene is the fight between Trundle and Darius, and this goes really hard for the next thing. Right now I will tell you very fast about True Ice. True Ice is a magical ice that only the people known as Iceborn can use. Everyone else might die if they even touch it. Even the Iceborn suffer every second they touch this ice. This club Trundle has on his hand is a True Ice club. Yes, Trundle is an Iceborn. That's why Darius' axe gets frozen, and as soon as he feels the touch of this freezing, he drops it cause the pain is too unbearable. Next, he forced a hand-to-hand combat, and I'm telling you, throwing hands against a troll is not easy task. I have to remind you, Darius is Noxus' most feared and battle-hardened leader, and it's because of things like this that he won that reputation. But being as tough as he is, a troll is still too much for a human when it comes to raw strength, and he gets pushed back. Oh, and this is one of Trundle's abilities in the game. But next follows a complete badass move from Darius while Trundle is trying to rip his head apart. He grabs his axe again, and you can see he starts getting frozen by the touch of the ice, but out of pure strength and willpower, he takes the bite of it and destroys his axe against Trundle's skull, knocking him out and winning the duel. Darius's broken axe can be seen in the new Noxus-inspired map. Another engraving we can see in the Noxtora when Mel is crossing it is one of Arel the Tracker, which is a card in Legends of Runeterra. We see more engravings of trees, a lady, and warriors, which I'm pretty sure in universe will mean something, but to us it's just random stuff, so don't worry about it. And for some reason Mel's magic is reacting to this Noxtora. Then we jump to the fight between Katarina and Elise, and this fight is way more silent and artistical for the lack of words, which contrasts amazingly with the fight between Trundle and Darius. And here I want to point out that Katarina is such good of an assassin that while she's fighting Elise, she makes a plan to keep her distracted with the fight, get closer to her objective without him realizing this, and finish her mission. On the fight we can see multiple of the characters' abilities in the game. Elise's spiders and webs, and Katarina's blink to her dagger. Quick lore drop, she can do this thanks to a bonding ritual she had with her daggers. These daggers can also be seen in the new map. On Mel's vision, we can see that she's getting attacked by warriors with red eyes. They could be part of the Grey Legion, which let's say is an army of warriors that the mages keep bringing back from the dead using blood magic. We also see 2 blood mages and how easy it is for Mel to counter this kind of magic, which is something interesting to pay attention to. Elise shows her second form, which, yes, is one of her abilities in the game. And remember how I told you about True Ice and how only Iceborne can touch it? Well, Darius didn't touch True Ice directly, but he did touch the effects of it. Even with his armor's gauntlets, this freezes his hand and it probably caused permanent damage to his entire arm. The trolls take Trundle back and they retreat. This might be surprising for a lot, but the trolls are actually pretty honorable when it comes to strength and fights like this one. Their king lost, so they will leave the Noxian army alone. Darius has earned their respect. At the end of her vision, the girl who was exiled for being categorized as too weak breaks open with her own strength the gates of Noxus. She has returned. The illustrations and the scenes we see show the 3 Noxian principles of strength. Mel has a vision, Darius beats Trundle with his might, and Katarina guiles Elise. At the end of the video, we finally see the sorceress's face. Remember when I told you those things below her eyes were important to know who she is? Well, since Riot has revealed who she is, then I can say it as well. The sorceress' name is LeBlanc. Little after, she's joined by Vladimir. He is the one who taught hemomancy to the people. These 2 are responsible for the existence of Noxus. Yes, right in front of us we have a founding father and a founding mother of the Noxian Empire, both members of the Black Rose. And I want to point out that this empire has around 1,000 years of existence. He says that things are being a little complicated and that they should focus on the opportunity that's washed up in their shores, while looking at the image of the wolf, obviously referring to Mel. LeBlanc basically tells him these things happen, and Vladimir, looking at what she's thinking their next move should be, tells her that even for them, even for the Black Rose, the most dangerous organization in Runeterra, the one that took down an undead warlord who terrorized the world for generations, that is too far. She tells him that Piltover was a lesson and that their next move can't be safer. It needs to be bolder. And they show us the illustration of what she's planning to use. But sadly, we don't know what it is. Riot Meddler told us that we will learn what it is throughout the year, so we can't do anything besides speculate, theorize, and wait. I love Noxus, man. Guys, this is it for this video. I was working on a different one about where is Riot taking us after Arcane, but got super sick and couldn't even start recording. But I'm fine again, and I'm gonna finish that one, so please wait for it. Happy New Year, everyone. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you think it was earned, and I hope I will see you in the next one.